Well done. LED nice blinking. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time that I didn't upload any content on my YouTube channel. Since I uploaded my first video on how to configure Arduino with the ETS and ATS, many people start to asking the question and they have problems with the new version of the games. Therefore, I decided to make a complete video with the details on how to program and configure Arduino to communicate with the ETS and ATS for real dashboard. This tutorial is regardless of the ETS and ATS version, and you can use it for all versions of the games. So let's get started. For configuring the Arduino to communicate with the game, we need to download some software and programming codes, which you can find the download links in description below of this video. First software that we are going to download is Visual Studio 2022. We need to download the community version because it is a free and no license required. We are going to use Visual Studio to compile and generate the DLL file to communicate between the game. After Visual Studio, we need to download the SDKs, software development kits, from the SCS Wikipedia page. These SDKs provide us necessary library for compiling the softwares. And last but not least, we need to download the template program, which designed and write by Silas Parker, and you can download it from my channel Mega Cloud, and again the links is on description below. Now let's start to install and configure all the softwares. First one is a Visual Studio setup. Double click on the setup file, and the setup file going to download some information from the website. When installation windows pop up, you need to all the way scroll down, and then you have to select the desktop development with C++ option and click install button. installation finished, you can close the installation window. Now if we go to a start menu and then program, then all the way scroll down, you will find a Visual Studio executable file and Visual Studio folder as well. Click and open this folder. You will see the Visual Studio command line 64 and 86 bits. We are going to use these command lines for compiling our program later. Now we are going to unzip SCS SDK file and ETS2 dashboard master file in the current folder. After unzipping, now we are ready to go and compile the program. Let's double click on ATS dashboard master folder, then double click on the ETS dashboard master and double click on build folder. Inside the build folder, right click on the build.bat file and edit it with the notepad. If you look at this file in notepad editor, you understand it is just the address of different files. You have to edit the path depend on your computer configuration and ETS or ETS installation path. At the first line, we need to change the path of the include folder, which we downloaded from the SCS Software Wiki website. So I'm going to double click on the SCS SDK, then inside the folder, I am going to find the include folder and double click on it. Then I am going to copy the path of the folder, then paste it at the first line. Second path is a ETS or ATS installation folder. In my case, because I use of the stream version, I have to go to the stream, then stream app, double click on common, then double click on Euro Truck Simulator 2, then double click on bin folder, and then double click on Win64 because I play with the 64 version of the game. Then inside the Win64 folder, you need to create a new folder and rename it to the plugins. As you can see, I already create the plugins folder. The key point here is the folder name should be the small letter. Now I double click on the plugin folder, then I copy folder path and paste it in the second line of our batch file. The last part that we are going to change is SCRC _dir directory or headlines in the batch file. Inside the ETS dashboard master folder, double click on the ETS dashboard master, then double click on source, then double click on ETS plugins. You can see some C++ program file inside this folder. They are the template for our compiling. So I am going to copy the path and again paste it in the third line in our batch file. Now editing the batch file is finished. I am going to save it and just go to the file and save and close the file. The next step is run the batch file in Visual Studio command line. Click on Start, then go to the Visual Studio 2022 folder. Here is a very important key point. If you are playing with the ETS or ATS 64-bit, you must run the 64-bit native tools command prompt. If you are using the 32-bit version of the game, you must run the x86 native tools command prompt. If you run or compile your batch file with 32-bit command prompts and then you copy the DLL file in the 64-bit plugin folder in ATS or ETS, that's DLL file never going to run and you will receive an error. Because I am playing with the 64-bit version of the game, right click on the x64 native tools command prompt, then run it as administrator. For better understanding what happened after running the batch file, I opened the plugin folder in one and the build file folder in another window, like so. Now I copy the path of the build.batch file, then on the command line window, write cd space, then paste the path of the build.file, then press enter. You will see the original path changed to our build folder. Then I just type build.bat, then press enter. Now the program start to compile and is created --plugins DLL in the plugins folder and some other files in the build folder. We need to copy these files from the build folder to the plugin folders because they are necessary when the game wants to run the DLL file. The last file that we need to copy is inside the ETS dashboard master. Again, double click on ETS dashboard master folder, inside the source folder, then inside the ETS2 plugins, copy the --plugins.txt, then paste it inside the plugin folder. For programming the Arduino board, we need to download Arduino IDE from the Arduino website. When you download the Arduino IDE from the website, if you are going to double click on setup.exe file and follow the installation steps, after installation finish, you should have the Arduino IDE installed on your computer. Now, if I'm going to ETS dashboard folder, ETS dashboard master, then inside the source folder, inside the Arduino controller folder, you will find the Arduino controller file. And because right now we have an Arduino IDE, if I double click on the file or right click or open with the Arduino IDE, you can find and see the contents of the file. Inside the file, we have a lot of configuration that they are going to communicate with our game. For instance, if you look at the top, you will find the A2 pin, mean Arduino analog pin, which is mounted to left indicator inside the game. For now, we are not going to change anything inside the file. I am just going to upload this file to my board. For testing our game, we need to connect one LED to the Arduino, and here is a diagram of wiring the LED to the Arduino board. The last step before running the game, we need to make sure that our port for communication between the Arduino and the game is correct. So I'm going to plug in folders inside the game. And as you remember, we copy a file. It was the dashboard plugin.txt, I'm going to right click and open it with the text editor. On top of this file, if you look at it, it shows you the port that the game going to communicate with the Arduino. This port should be same as a port that we program our Arduino. In my case, I use of the COM port 3 for programming the Arduino. So I write the COM port 3 or COM3 inside this file as well. Then I save and exit from this file. If we did all configuration correctly, now at the beginning of the game, we should receive a warning message, which means that we are going to use of the one non-standard SDK. And then you just press OK under this warning message and continue load the game. As you can see here, right now I received that message. This is not the error, it's only warning message. Now if I press left indicator button, my LED should blinking. Let's check it. As you can see, now the LED is blinking. And if I press the right indicator, so the LED is not blinking because we just configured the left indicator. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy of this video. If you enjoy, please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the next tutorial. Thank you and see you on the next video.